Hey everybody, NW Order for Life here with Lord Marksman and Vanadis episode 8 review. This was a really good episode, actually, first in a while. Um, I would say that, there was a lot of action in it and that the plot has been moved along a little bit. So, anyway, we start off with Roland. Roland is pretty much like, signing like talking with Tigger and saying he's gonna go see the king on their behalf or whatever. He's gonna because he sees that justice is with Tigger and he's leaving. Well, yeah, he doesn't say it till later, but he's leaving Tigger with Durandal, his sword, and he leaves to go to the castle, and he gets there. I'm not sure if this is like immediately shown, or I think it's immediately shown. But he gets to the castle, and they make him wait, and then they send him to a room, and in this room is the door closes behind him, and the short midget guy that's like joined forces with Denadir and taken over the castle, whatever. He says, and that basically, calls Roland a failure for not being able to get rid of the traitor and says something to the effect that the king don't need a useless person like him and just fills the room with these deadly venomous bees, thousands of them. And later on, when we go back, like we see the two, like the Duke of Thénardier and this short, I forget if he's like a minister of the royal court or whatever he is, but he prime minister or something like that. But they're like talking for a second, and the Grand Duke of Thénardier is like, "What are you doing? Like, how could you kill him? Like, are you crazy? Like, he controls all these forces. What if they rebel against us?" And the small guy's like, "Yeah, who cares? Doesn't matter. Whatever." And so they're having a little thing like that. But also, it seems like the minister, small guy, whatever, he's using this situation as a way to weaken the forces that Thénardier can control, or I don't know. There's some kind of tactical advantage by killing Roland for the minister guy than there is for the Duke of Thénardier, who obviously wanted Roland alive. And yeah, but he's dead. We see him with all these bee stings, and he's all swollen. And he dies standing up, and it's really sad. The king is shown in a flashback being a really nice, good king. He gives Roland Durandal, telling Roland to protect the kingdom. And so then, getting back to Tigger and Ellen, Ellen gets a letter from another maiden saying that she's being attacked by another maiden. So Ellen's friend, who is a maiden, is getting attacked by another battle maiden. And Ellen says she's sickly. She can't separate from her sacred treasure weapon thing. So she's got to go help her because they made a promise to each other to help each other in their time of need or whatever. So Tigger sees her off with a smile. She goes. And then for some reason, unbeknownst to me, Sophia goes because Sophia shouldn't have been involved at all. And she involved herself just because, we don't really know why, but she did. And now she's leaving just because. It's like, wait a minute, Sophia, if you already involved yourself, you already involved yourself. There's no point in you leaving, too, to go back to Zekded or whatever. So, whatever the reason, Sophia leaves, and Tigger is in control now of the entire army. He has to devise all the plans and all the strategies, and Tigger leads a group of, I believe it was 1,500 people to scout the terrain, and then after scouting the terrain out, he kind of baits using like 500 men. He baits the I don't know what kind of forces they were. They're like an outside army force of people that have nothing to do with Brune. They're just like an outside army from a. It was really confusing. They didn't really explain this new army at all, so I don't even remember their name or whatever. But he baits them into chasing the 500 men through this cavern or whatever, and then Tigger and all his men are on top of the cliffs, shooting them down with arrows and like taking them down in waves because like the enemy has a force of like 20,000 soldiers, so like the 20,000 soldiers are funneling in to where Tigger's trap is, and Tigger takes about 1,000, 2,000 around that. Slowly but surely he takes them down, and he freaks them out because he's using his arching skills. He's sniping like their generals, their commanders, and then he's also got this thing on the mountain where you see all of these dummies, these straw, like to the men down there, it looks like that there's a whole army on top of them, like 5,000 people on the mountain or whatever, on the cliff. But that's not what it is at all. It's actually just like, all pretend fakes. And so, using this strategy, he weakens their morale, he makes them flee, and he, just sniping them, he's killing them while they're running. And he's able to take a couple thousand out, 2,000, whatever it was. And it worked, for the most part. He's pretty much, they just show him matching wits with the enemy general or whatever. And then at one point, Tigger actually goes outward towards the enemy general and shouts like at the army how like they're like pathetic, and because they kill Tigger, they kill Brune citizens. They take Brune citizens and they like spear them, because Tigger has a strategy where, the large army just keeps like going in one, in one path, and Tigger's multiple forces, Tigger only has a small amount of soldiers. These small amount of soldiers are just like attacking from, left and right, kind of like back and forth, just swooping in and attacking. I think it's like, the soldiers come down a straight line, and then Tigger's soldiers kind of just like pop out of nowhere, pick, attack, and then bounce, retreat, and they're keeping their losses to a minimum and picking off, the large enemy force, if that makes much sense. But yeah, so they got sick of it, and they decided to like murder some Brune citizens. So Tigger got pissed off and went over there and basically said that they're going to destroy them. And he totally underestimated Tigger, because Brune is known for not using arrows at all, and yet Tigger's like the best marksman in the entire probably world or whatever. So Tigger snipes the main general from like 300 feet away, whatever it was, whatever the distance that they called it. And that's just not supposed to be able to be possible even for a great archer. So the main general gets killed, the forces get scared off, they run away, and now we know that they have run to that was only an expedition force, and there's a larger force, a main force with about 30,000 soldiers, and what's left of the 20,000, probably around 15,000, 16, is going to join up with the large force, and Tigger's in trouble now because Tigger has a lot of casualties. Not casualties, a lot of injuries, like 400 to 500 injuries. His troops are getting low. He doesn't have any battle maidens at his side, and the only thing he could really do probably is rely on the power of his arrow, but he hasn't done it yet, and he doesn't really know how, so he's kind of scared of it. But at the last, so Tigger and his men are kind of like just fleeing or whatever, or they're trying to get away because they with the citizens that they saved, the ones that didn't get executed. So they're trying to escort them to a better, their homes or whatever. And then the army that, like 4,000, 5,000 men from that main force are coming charging at them. And what happens is that Ludmila appears, the battle maiden with the ice powers, and she saves Tigger with her atatcked soldiers. And now it's like next episode, they're going to fight, she's going to join Tigger, and they're going to fight off this large army. So yeah, so it was a good episode with a lot of fighting, a lot of strategy. I liked it. I did not like Roland's death, but at least it felt like something was happening in this episode, that the plot was progressing somewhat. The king was shown to be a good, gentle king, a good, kind king. And the two evil people that are controlling the kingdom right now, it seems obvious that they are going to be taken down. I don't know if that will be the end of the series, or if that will just be a prelude to Tigger joining forces with Elen or whatever later on down the road. But Elen left him. She's got this whole side thing going on with her battle maiden friend, so we'll probably see more of that in maybe next week's episode, maybe 2 weeks from now, I don't know. But yeah, I thought it was good. Stuff happened, plot moved along, and a lot of action. So I'm going to give it a 8 out of 10. Good episode. And yeah, so that's it for my review. Thanks a lot for watching. Be sure to rate the video and comment below about what you thought of the episode, and subscribe for more videos in the future on Marksman and Vanadis and other anime and unboxing videos and other stuff. So game reviews too. So yeah, thanks. Have a great day.